I want a divorce. Met someone real. Someone who isn't a broke loser, content with a boring life. We're celebrating. Have fun being alone. That's the text I got yesterday afternoon from Megan, my wife of 12 years. Gut punch doesn't even cover it. Before I could even process the broke loser part, seriously? We live comfortably. Another text landed. Oh, and check your credit card balances. Starting my new life, right? LOL. Blocking you now. That LOL, it was pure venom. Something inside me didn't shatter. It froze. Ice-cold fury. I typed back just 2 words. Good luck. Then I blocked her number. The fallout from that text was absolutely insane, leading to arrests and a $300,000 battle. Stick with me for this story and make sure you subscribe so you never miss these wild real-life confessions. My hands were shaking, but I went straight to my credit card apps. She'd been an authorized user on a couple of my main cards for years. Groceries, shared bills, trust. Trust that now felt monumentally stupid. It was worse, so much worse, than I could have imagined. Card 1, maxed out, $75,000 limit gone. Card 2, maxed, $90,000. Card 3, maxed, $100,000. 2 store cards, another $15K and $20K maxed. Total damage? Around $300,000. $300,000. The transaction history showed a spree starting about 3 days prior. High-end stores I barely recognized, first-class flights for 2, luxury hotels, expensive jewelry I'd certainly never seen her wear. Had I missed alerts? Maybe. You get tons of notifications. A charge pops up. You assume it's normal household stuff. You never imagine this. The scale of it was staggering. Adrenaline hit me like a tidal wave. The next few hours were a blur of pure damage control. I called every single credit card company, reported the situation, the text declaring divorce, the timing, the obviously non-marital spending spree with another person. I demanded immediate freezes on everything. Started the dispute process, stressing she was an authorized user acting way outside normalcy, clearly funding her exit from the marriage with my credit. They were non-committal about my liability, hedging because she was authorized. But they opened investigations. For now, that crushing $300K debt sat squarely on my accounts. I called my bank, put alerts on everything, changed every password I could think of. Then I called my lawyer, left a frantic voicemail laying it all out. He called back fast, his voice grim but practical. Document everything. File for divorce immediately. Cite adultery and, crucially for the debt, dissipation of marital assets. He warned me, though, getting the banks to just absolve me because she was authorized? Tough. Our main fight would be getting the court to assign that debt entirely to her in the divorce decree. I barely slept last night, just stared at the ceiling, those insane charges swimming in my head. The betrayal felt physical, like a sickness in my gut. Then, around 7 a.m. this morning, the phone barrage started. Blocked numbers hitting voicemail, random texts. Finally, around 8 a.m., her sister Jessica called. I picked up, keeping my voice level. "Morning, Jessica. What's up?" Her voice was frantic. "Dan, what the hell did you do?" "Excuse me? Megan's in jail. She called me collect. You need to bail her out now. She got arrested last night with some guy. Ryan." Ryan. So the real man had a name. Arrested? For what? I asked, keeping the ice in my tone. "She said they were just having dinner," Jessica sputtered. "Got loud, cops overreacted. Public intoxication, disorderly conduct, whatever. Ryan didn't have ID. She needs bail. She used her one call on me. She said, 'You froze the cards. She has no money.'" I couldn't resist. Really? Did Ryan happen to take all the cash she presumably got withdrawing advances during her $300,000 shopping spree? A beat of silence. "Look, Jessica," I said, dropping any pretense of politeness. "Megan texted me yesterday saying she wants a divorce after torching my credit for her celebration. She made her bed. She's not my responsibility anymore. Tell her good luck. Jessica started yelling, "You can't do this! She's your wife! You owe her!" "Not anymore," I said flatly. "Talk to my lawyer if you need anything else." Hung up. Blocked Jessica's number too. Since then, it's been nonstop. Over 40 missed calls, texts, voicemails. Megan herself, crying, pleading, then screaming about how I owe her, how I have to fix this for her. Apparently Ryan's family isn't rushing to help him or her. And funny story, Ryan might have lost his wallet. And conveniently hers too, during the arrest commotion. He hasn't been seen since he got out. Too bad. So sad. My lawyer filed the divorce papers first thing this morning. The banks are investigating, but I'm bracing for a fight. That $300,000 is hanging over me like the sword of Damocles. She wanted to start her new life? Fine. But she's dragging this anchor of debt with her, and I will fight like hell to make sure it stays tied exclusively around her neck. The numbness is fading now, replaced by this grim, grinding determination. Okay, quick update about a week later. The predictable chaos continued. Jessica did manage to bail Megan out after a day or so. Seems Megan did have some cash left, just not enough for bail. And Ryan? Totally MIA. Ghosted her the second the free ride ended and trouble hit. Shocking, I know. Megan's and Jessica's calls and emails briefly shifted from desperate pleading back to pure entitlement. You have to unfreeze her cards. They're my cards. And no. The debt is marital. You have to pay half. My lawyer literally laughed. Spending $300K on your affair partner 3 days before texting about divorce isn't marital spending. It's dissipation. She needs living expenses. You owe her alimony. Bold, considering she filed after leaving and spending a fortune. You embarrassed her by letting her get arrested. Still trying to figure out how my actions caused her drunken public spectacle with Ryan. All communication now goes through my lawyer. We sent cease and desist letters about the harassment. They mostly ignored them, which just built our case. Megan got served the divorce papers. Her reaction was apparently volcanic. First thing I did was change the locks, had the locksmith verify my deed and ID, installed a doorbell cam, caught Jessica trying the door handle a couple of days ago, told her via the camera to arrange any belongings pickup through the lawyers and leave immediately, or I'd call the police. She yelled a bit, but left. Felt surprisingly good to enforce that boundary. Met with my lawyer and a financial advisor. The bad news, as expected, the banks confirmed that because she was an authorized user, they will hold me legally liable to them for the full $300K. They might close the cards, flag her credit, but the debt itself, it's mine in their eyes. The entire fight has to happen in divorce court, proving dissipation, so the judge orders her solely responsible for that debt as part of the divorce decree. It means I'm carrying this monster debt load throughout the proceedings. The stress is immense. The shock is gone, replaced by this grinding anxiety about the money, but also this hardening resolve. Every entitled demand from her just fuels my fire. The sadness for the marriage is buried deep under the sheer audacity of it all. This is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. All right, folks, final update. About 4 months later. The marathon from hell is finally over, mostly. The harassment continued for a while. Fake negative reviews of my workplace online, quickly removed. Calls to my HR claiming I was unstable. HR backed me completely after lawyer contact. Vague victim-playing social media posts that backfired when people asked about the $300K. Jessica even pulled a fake welfare check call on me, claiming I was distraught. Cops came, saw I was fine, documented it as bogus. More ammo for us. My response, through it all? Silence. Everything went through my lawyer. My revenge wasn't loud, it was meticulous documentation. The core battle was the debt. The banks held firm. I owed them. Our victory had to be in family court, and we got it. We presented everything. Megan's texts, the itemized $300K spending, clearly showing first-class tickets for two, luxury hotels matching Ryan's locations, high-end goods obviously not for our household. We showed the timeline, the arrest, the harassment logs, the bogus welfare check report. Her lawyer tried arguing it was marital spending, that I should absorb it because of my income, argued for alimony, even tried staking claims on my premarital assets. The judge was not having it. The final divorce decree was brutal for Meghan. It explicitly cited extreme financial dissipation and marital waste. The crucial part, the judge ordered Meghan solely responsible for the entire $300,000 debt. The decree included indemnification language, meaning she legally owes me for any portion of that debt the banks make me pay. Her alimony request? Denied flat out. Asset division? The massive debt assigned to her essentially wiped out any claim she might have had to marital assets, like the increase in our house value. She walked away with basically nothing but her clothes and personal junk. I kept the house, which was mine, premaritally anyway, without issue. Her lawyer looked stunned. Meghan was reportedly furious. Oh, and that public disturbance charge from her arrest? It stuck. Probation and a hefty fine, adding to her broke status. Ryan is still completely MIA. Now, the financial reality isn't perfect. The court order makes her responsible to me, but she has no job, destroyed credit, and is living with Jessica. The banks still expect me to pay them. Getting blood from a stone is hard. I'm working with the banks, using the court order as leverage for hardship plans or maybe settlements, but that $300K is still a massive shadow I'm dealing with. The win is that the debt is legally hers, she didn't profit, and I kept my core assets safe. And it's damage mitigation, not a clean slate. The harassment has stopped. The legal fight is over. The house is secure. Emotionally, it's a weird mix. Huge relief, definitely. The anger has faded into this weary disgust. Sadness for the wasted 12 years pops up sometimes, but mostly, there's just the certainty I did the right thing by standing firm and fighting back legally. Meghan's life is reportedly a mess. Blaming me, blaming Ryan, blaming the world, living off her sister, who apparently regrets bailing out a sinking ship. Consequences meet actions. I got one final email from her from a new address. You ruined everything. I hope you're miserable alone. Didn't bother replying. I'm not miserable. Stressed? Yes. Dealing with a financial nightmare she created? Absolutely. But miserable? No. I'm free. Alone is infinitely better than being lied to, cheated on, and financially gutted. It'll take time to fully recover from the financial hit, but I will. She made her choices. This is the fallout. Thanks for listening, Reddit. Facing this head-on was the only way through.